we got another shit box. I'm gonna go see it. So that's what I'm doing.
How you been, Todd?
I'm alright.
He's recording. You gonna sing kick on? Oh.
That's alright. It don't matter. I can always edit you out.
Think it's be quiet.
Where's the front? Oh, okay.
What's up, the Mustang?
I thought maybe this is how you bought it.
No. Oh, you have to keep your foot on the pedal.
Let me see something. Still not. You need an injector. All right. So we got spark now. We did swap a couple coils here, and it still stayed on this cylinder. But now we put a different spark plug in. I checked it. It sparked. It should run on all four now. Yeah, try it. Makes no sense.
Fixed it! Good boy!
Pretty sure that it's either the connector for the one fuel injector or it's the fuel injector itself. It has compression, the valves are working, it has spark. It's not shooting fuel out whenever we have the spark plug out and it's running. So it's not getting fuel. So we took the fuel rail off and 3 of the seals were tore on the injectors. But the one injector that's not firing, the connector's really chewed up on it. So it's either the connector, which he ordered one of those, or it's the fuel injector itself, and he ordered one of those too. So you're just gonna replace them both. Pay $400 for it. If that guy said it had bent valves and the engine was bad, yeah, no, it's running on 3 cylinders right now, so it's at least not bad. Y'all ready to sand your life away? No? It's all right, I got it. I got you. So we got a really nice finish on this. It's not real texture. Now when I sprayed it on, it looked textured, but it shrinks up after it goes on there. And it's a really nice finish. Especially the areas I hit, I put a lot more on. I can see a spot right here. Because I put it on thicker, so it kind of gave it a more of a shiny finish. And you can even hear it. I think we're going to end up putting filler in there because I can feel that area. We'll see how it turns out. But I got spot filler. It's stuff that's already mixed up. You can just right over it. That stuff sands easy. We might end up doing that. But we got a block sand, and I got to make sure that all this texture's out and that we evenly sand it. So I think it's going to sand out a lot nicer than what the doors did. It's going to be a lot easier. There's some areas where we have some pitting and stuff. And instead of sanding the whole way down through that, I think I'm going to sand everything smooth, come back to those areas and hit it with that spot putty once I get it, because I didn't get it yet. It's on the way, but yeah, I think that's going to make that a lot easier. Let's look at this side. Look at this side. Now, looking down the bedside, I can tell where the patch panel is and that there's a little bit of a bow in. I'm just being particular. We're not going to be doing anything with that. We're not going to be doing anything with that. Let's see this side. Is there a bow in on this side? Yeah, I can see it pretty prevalent there. It's still going to look good. I mean, you look at any 85 square body with a long bed on it. You tell me you found one that has a perfectly smooth 8-foot bed. This one's going to be pretty good. We're working on it. It's going to look good, but hopefully it's going to look really good. So I'm going to sand this all with 400 because that puts you right where you need to paint at. 400 is what you want to sand with before you paint. So if I sand this with 400, we're ready to shoot paint after that. Now if we have some areas where it's taking a lot more, might want to hit that with 240 and come back with some spray primer, put over it, and then sand that with 400 again. But that's where we're at. So I'm gonna put some tunes on, and I'm gonna get a block out, and we're just gonna start it. We're gonna start it. So I think I got a couple of different blocks here. Probably gonna use a combination of both. A rigid block's kind of what you want. These ones aren't really rigid. I got this one, which has flex to it, so it's foam. The other one has even more flex to it, a lot longer, but we're just gonna roll with it. I gotta find my 400 grit. What we got there? 180. Not using that. But as you can see, I got a respirator hanging from my neck. Use it. You don't breathe this stuff in. Be smarter than I was to start off. Here's some 400. That's for my power sander. You could use a power sander. You want to get quick with it. These being really long, I'm scared that it's not going to be even when I'm done. That's why I'm going to do it with a block. 400 on the block. Go time.
I don't mind if you don't mind running like a rolling stone. I paid my dues, but I can't refuse. So won't you throw this dog a bone? When I see that girl out on the road, she rocks my world, and I feel like I'm on overload. Hey, 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 hey. When I see that girl out on the road, she rocks my world, and I feel like I'm on overload. Hey, 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 I feel alright, I got all night, got nowhere to run. Might as well ring my bell, so won't you come on, have some fun? Hey now, babe, don't you run away, don't you make me sing the blues. I'm sick of tired of this crazy life. Hey, 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 hey. When I see that
Listen, I'm well aware that I said I wasn't going to use the power sander on this, okay? It was taking way too long, and I am impatient, okay? So we used the power sander. Now, what we did was use the power sander on both sides. I haven't done it yet, but I used the power sander on this side the whole way, and then I'm going to follow this up with block sanding. I wanted to knock it down till it was right around where it needs to be. See, like, I'm not sure how this comes up. You can see some dark spots here, some light spots, whatever. These are like orange peel, whatever, that I need to sand out. There's a little bit down here. We're down to about that the whole way across the bed now. Now when I block sand that, it won't take much at all to level it out and knock that down. So that's, it was just taking too long. So that's why we went to the power sander. It's fine. It'll be all right, okay? It's gonna look good. So we got that all knocked down. I gotta go to work tomorrow. I'm gonna take Friday off so that I can come back and finish sanding this, because I gotta finish sanding these and prepping. I gotta finish sanding that and finish sanding that and prepping all that stuff. So yeah. Need to take a day off of work so I can get all this stuff done. It's funny that I take days off of work so that I can work. Does anybody else do that? I feel like maybe I'm the only one. I don't know. And look at this. So much overspray has been going through these fans. Look at this thing. You see the little strings hanging off of it? That's overspray or paint fumes that clung to the fan and they're peeling off. Yeah. This one not so much. More so this one. Of course, I think that was the first one I had in, and then I added that one. Honestly, I'd like to add another one. They work really good. So that's on full bore right now. I'm going to shut those off and I'm going in for the night. I'm Dusty. My name's not Dusty. I'm just Dusty. Look at this. I'm not wearing a mask. What is... Listen, I know there's been a lot of product reviews lately, but you know what? People send me free stuff, and I'm not going to stop them. This one, I actually reached out to them, because I was like, that's neat, and I could really use that at this moment in time. So I reached out to VEVOR again, because they're very gracious. And I said, I like this floor sweeper that you guys sell. And they sent one out. They said, on the way. So let me show you this floor sweeper. Trying to record a review here. Okay. So this floor sweeper, yes, looks like a lawnmower. It sure does. It's about the size and shape of a lawnmower. Fully adjustable. Everything's made of plastic except for the arms. They're metal. And what I really like is it is an easy dump. Look at that. The whole body is a bucket. And what happens, I'll show you how this thing works because I already looked it over. Is the rear wheels drive everything, and they have these thick rubber bands here. It's like a belt drive. Runs these front flaps, and these are really nice soft bristles. These spin everything into the center, and then these flip backwards and flip everything into the bin. So it's very simple. It's all mechanical. You can actually see it work here. So you see how I can see the dust, it's flipping up from just doing that. So what we're gonna do, I got tons. Let me just set this thing down on here. Did I get it? There, it's in place. What we're gonna do, let me get everything up off the ground and look at this mess that we have over here that we're going to continue to make a mess. I'm going to pick up the big things off the ground so it's not in the way, and we're going to see how effective this is. Now, I don't believe, gee whiz, I don't believe it's going to sweep up 100% of this sanding dust. This is very fine dust, and as you can see, my footprints or whatever, it doesn't sweep them up. Real fine dust like that is hard, really hard to sweep up. In fact, even with a push broom, look, going over it one time, still there. I have to like really try with the push broom just to get those off of there. So yeah, no, it's not gonna take, like if I tramp on something and press it down, it's not gonna take that off. But being that there's piles of it, I think it'll still get up the majority of it. So let me, I know, I'm cleaning the floor before I clean the floor, but I want to get like the cords and stuff off the ground, and then I'll show you how this thing works. I'm gonna start over here. I'm just gonna push away. Now I might have to make a couple passes to get some of this stuff, but just gonna walk it like a lawnmower. I'm just mowing my garage, you know what I mean. Oh, it actually is picking that up really well. I didn't think it would do that well. It's picking it up really well. Watch your head. So all the loose stuff that I didn't tramp on, yeah, picked it up pretty dang good. Now, and the faster you walk, the more faster it's going to flip those brushes underneath, and probably flip it into the bucket a little better. It is kicking up dust a little bit. This is so much better than running a dustpan, and I mean, I should probably clean up a lot of the stuff I have sitting on the ground, because I could just walk this through the garage and it'd be great. But that did very well. I'm pretty pleased with that. I didn't think it was going to pick up as much as it did. Heck yes! Yeah! Yeah! I'm going to come right over to you. We're going to lift this bin off and look inside. There's a lot of sanding dust in there. A lot. Come with me. Now, would I say the floor is now sufficient for painting? Probably not. I probably want to brush that a little bit more just to get rid of dust, just because I'm painting. But if I wasn't painting, that's pretty good. That's really, really good. Especially for fine dust like sanding dust. Putty dust, that was high build primer and putty dust, so it's real fine. Where it would really be ideal is if you're working on rusty cars and you know all the crap that falls off of rusty vehicles. Yeah, this would be ideal for that. Now, I can flip it up and then set it upright and pack it away. It doesn't take up much space. But if you guys are interested in one of these, VEVOR sells them on their website. I'll put a link in the description. If you want one, head to that link and get yourself one. And thanks for sending this out to me. Now, that ad's over, but I just want to show you that I went over it with the push broom after that to see how much it missed, that I had to sit there and, well, look at the floor. It still kind of looks the same. It didn't take any of that stuff off because it's like packed down. That was wet floor and putty dust or whatever. Right here's all I could sweep up with the push broom after that. It's not a lot, especially for fine putty dust like this. So the thing works way better than I was expecting it to. I thought it would pick up the bigger stuff a lot better than the little stuff, but it did pretty good. Them brushes worked pretty dang good. So I'm pretty impressed. So I started digging out all the parts I knew I was gonna have to paint, and I'm like, got the tailgate where I think I'll be able to paint everything nice. Then I was like, oh shoot, I gotta do the handle. So I had to dig the handle out and I put it over there. I haven't sanded any of this stuff yet, so we have to do that. Roll pan, that's sitting good. That's where we'll be painting it. And I was like, gas cap. And then I was like, man, if I don't paint the inside, it's not gonna look right. So first off, I sanded the whole way down because there's a scratch on it and there was rust underneath the paint. And you can see a couple, like, that's from me sanding that with 180. Getting pretty much all of that rust out. I'm gonna have to shoot some primer on this and sand it. But then the back is just so cruddy and stuff. So I'm hitting it with a stainless steel wire brush first. And as you can see so far, looks like it's working pretty good. But there's a lot of cleaning that's gonna have to get done here. And I want this to actually have a good coat of paint on it. So when I do paint it, I'm gonna zip tie it like this. So I can spray the front and the back. But then the hinge also kind of needs to have paint on it. At least part of it. This part of it or it's gonna just look horrible in there. So here I am. I'm gonna stay here and clean all this stuff off, get it to where it looks pretty before I start sanding the inside, which honestly, this stainless brush, if I hit it enough, might be enough to just scuff it where the paint's gonna stick to it. But I'll probably hit it with some Scotch-Brite too. I have some Scotch-Brite. I'm not gonna get real in-depth on the inside of this. I just want the paint to stick. So it needs to be clean. All this crud needs to be out. And then I got some bare metal areas back there. So I'm gonna have to hit some areas with some self-etching primer back here, or it's still not gonna stick. It's just, oh, it's like never ending. So I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna prep this, get it looking decent, and then I'll get back to you guys and we'll start sanding some more. I got the bedside's just about done, except for like in nooks and crannies. I need to get up inside the bed and get the front rail, well, the front part of the bed. It's got a lot of like chip paint and stuff like that. I'm just gonna scuff it. The bed cover is gonna cover all that. And the inside of the bed's gonna get used. So I am just gonna scuff that, and I am gonna shoot paint on it so it's fresh paint, but I wanna get that and then the rails and stuff where the bed cover is gonna be. And then we gotta get everything ready for paint. So for tomorrow, I wanna get it done tomorrow. So that means I need to quit talking to you guys and get some stuff done right now. So I'm gonna do a lot of this, and then I'll get back to you guys. All right, kids. That last clip was about 2:30 in the evening. It is now midnight, but we're ready to paint for tomorrow. Everything's ready. So I'll show you how the setup is. Saved you guys a bunch of time and agony of watching me sand my life away. But I decided I did have that on like one of those, a rack, and then I have this thing, and I got some stiff wire and wired it up because this is going to be the best way for me to paint it. Now I'm painting the sides, but the whole back, remember I did bed liner on and then a little bit of body work there. So that's all masked off the whole way. And we're going to be painting the sides. They're all scuffed and ready, all that. That is the handle for the tailgate, scuffed and ready. This is the fuel door, which I'm going to paint most of it. So it looks a little better. The roll pan, scuffed and ready. Now all this stuff, you can see some bare metal. I'm going to have to spray some self-etching primer on all these things before we go to town with sealer. And the same with everything else, but this is all wiped down and ready somewhat. I had to do a little bit more body work, and then I had some pinholes and worked all of those, and it was a lot. It was a lot. Now I'm gonna go up there and spray the front top of that rail. I did scuff it, and I thought about spraying this back piece, but I don't think I'm going to. I think once I get done, I'm going to get that Eastwood rust encapsulator, and I'm going to paint a new layer on this back piece here. Because that's behind the roll pan. It was fun. And you can see a bunch of little red spots, and those are the spot filler that I got. That stuff sands really easy, but you cannot put it on thick. It's only for pinholes and like a scratch or something in the paint. That's all you want to use that red putty for, and it's quick and it does sand down easy, and it's pretty nice. So there's a bunch of those little spots, but we'll have to wipe everything down again tomorrow after we wet the floors and everything. I did the best clean I could in here to make sure everything was dust free. And I can see just from me walking around, we're not dust free because I'm tracking prints, fresh prints.
I might as well kick it.
I got more paint too. I was worried. This like them bedsides. That's a lot of coverage. Okay, and I had about half a gallon left, so I bought another quart and I dumped it in that half gallon and mixed it in. So just to be sure. And I do have sparkle black, which is what we're gonna do the headlight bezels and this thing in. As you can see, it's all dusty now. I don't care. It's gonna get all sanded again and body worked. So alrighty then, see y'all tomorrow. All right, it's paint day. Already went around and wet the floors. I do have one problem, and I got to see if I can fix it. Am I out of rags? Oh no, I'm out of rags. I wet down the inside of the bed because there was a lot of dust in there, and you can actually see it laying in there. Then I noticed it was dripping, and I got a little bit of water right here. So as right now, I'm just gonna try to dab this because I still have to wipe everything down, and I'm just gonna run this rag along the inside there. And I also had it drip back here. I probably should tape that plastic. Yeah, because there are some holes in the bed, not like rust holes, but they were like drilled in. As you can see, there's one in the wheel well, and there's a couple down there, and it must just line, and they're all on this side. Like they must have had something bolted in here, so it all dripped on that side, and it didn't drip on the other side. But I wet the floor a long time ago, which I'm gonna wet it again, but that like tacks everything to the ground. Even after it dries, it still wants to stick to the ground. So that was why I wet everything down. I still haven't, I need to wipe everything down the second time. But last night, I took the air wand and blew it over all this plastic, you know, just to kick the dust off of it, to give me the best chance of not getting dirt in my paint. So you don't want to do that the day of, but the day before. So I need to put my exhaust fans on. We're gonna wet the floor. I'm gonna wipe everything down, and then we're gonna start with sealer. We're gonna do one coat of sealer, which we always do, just to get a uniform look. And then from there, we're gonna go to base coat and clear coat. And this is not the last time I gotta paint this truck, because I still have to do those small pieces. But this is the main work of this truck, and this is what I've been waiting for 4 years now. So I'm a little bit nervous, but I'm also a little bit excited, because that means I'm not gonna have to do any more body work on this, fingers crossed. Hopefully nothing gets messed up. So I know I do a lot of painting. I'm not a professional, and I say that. You guys are like, well, I do a lot of painting in here, but I also mess up a good bit. Without a booth, it's, you know, I'm just doing what I can do. So pray for me a little bit. We're gonna do this. All right, I wiped everything down. I see a couple areas I need to hit again. If you wipe something down and you come back and you see stuff like this, might as well figure on getting another rag and wiping it down. I use grass and wheat remover, grease and wax remover. But I think I slept enough last night. I'm not sure. But after I finished wiping that down, I lied to you guys. It's normal for a content creator to lie to you. But it's because I forgot. I need to hit all the bare metal areas with self-etching primer. I'm just going to use a spray can self-etching primer. I have it, I think it's over there sitting somewhere around here, and that way the paint will stick to it. And then we'll go over that with sealer. So before I mix up the sealer, let's do that first. It's getting warm in here, starting to sweat. I got 71 over there, and it's only going to go up. So we need to get this shot before it gets too hot in here. Now, I've hit all these with self-etching primer. As you can see, some of it's still wet. but you have a certain time frame where that's okay to spray over because it's going to stick to it. So everything you see here, I had a lot of bare metal areas on the roll pan and the tailgate and stuff. I made a big mistake on the tailgate, and I'm just gonna reap what I sow. The corners look like they're bent in a little bit, and I never test fitted this thing, so we're gonna see how this goes. You see how the corners are rolled in? Yeah, it's gonna fit how it fits. So the bed didn't have as many bare metal areas because I did the high build, but I did those rails on the inside because that was just mild steel that I welded inside of there to, you know, make sure that the paint sticks. And I hit that front rail too there because there was a lot of bare metal on that from the chip paint and stuff. So not too many areas on here. So now we're going to mix up a sealer and we're going to get to shooting. I started up in the front of the bed. So we'll go up in the bed and spray the insides of the rails and stuff. I'm going to do that first and then do the top of the bed rails. We'll do that and then jump into doing the sides and stuff. But I got to mix some sealer up. We're using dark gray because that's what I used on the whole rest of the truck when I did it. And just get one good coating of that, makes everything uniform looking and makes it easier whenever you go to shoot base coat, because then you can see where you're spraying, plus the background's uniform so you don't need as much to get coverage that matches the whole way around, if you understand what I'm saying. So the transitions and stuff don't shine through the base coat. So, alrighty. Boy, it's thick. I got a beetle? Where did that come from? I had a beetle on me. Yum. It's gonna take a while to mix up. Alright, we're finally mixed up. It's go time. Strap in, kids. Well, recording my first coat was a fail. My GoPro died and I didn't really have a camera set up. So I'm going to try. I had this DJI camera for a while and I had to put a rubber band on it because it's not made to sit in the mount with the extended battery on it. Which is stupid. But I think, oh yeah, looks pretty good. I already got color mixed up. Not sure if I'm going to be able to do a whole one coat, which is I might have to mix up multiple jugs. So we're going to start with the bed first. Now, I did like a couple sections whenever I did the sealer, and we can still do that on the base coat, but we have to be mindful when we get to the last coat, we have to do a continuous coat across. And another thing I got to be mindful of is I can't spray the bottom like I have been. I'm going to have to spin the nozzle on the gun so that it sprays, instead of like this, it sprays like this, and then I can run the gun underneath and spray it sideways, which is going to be key to getting that decent down there. And I wish I didn't have to spray it on the ground, but this is just the way it has to be. This is the best setup I could do in here. Alright, so next coat, color coat, we're going to do 3 of these. We're going to do it at a low pressure with a fan pattern completely open, and it's going to be nice and uniform. So, nice even coats. That's what you want, kids. first coat of color went on well. We're going to go ahead and throw the next 2 coats on. Then we're going to clear. So let me get these next 2 coats nailed out. And then we'll come back to clear. Now it's time for clear coat. Look at that Joker ring around my face. One problem I have every now and then is moisture comes off my mask from breathing. And I had a drop land on the roll pan, like right there. And thankfully, it was dry enough that I didn't touch it. Don't put a towel on it. I took an air wand and blew it off of there, and it's been 20 minutes since then, so it's dry. But it did not mess my paint up because it was dry enough at that point that the water didn't mess it up. So right now it's time to separate the men from the boys, and it's time for clear coat. Now everything in your paint job can go, well. When it comes to clear coat, it's a whole different ballgame. This is a whole nother skill level. This is where I always messed up whenever I messed up. I'm not saying I won't mess up now. There's still a possibility that that's going to happen. But clear coat is just, it's one of them things where you got to get enough on, but not too much. And if you get too much and you got runs, they're a pain. If you don't get enough, it's orange peely and it doesn't look good. And also you got to make sure that, dust, anything can mess it up. On base coat, the base coat looks wonderful. All of it does. And I didn't have any reactions or nothing. So it turned out really, really good. So hopefully the clear coat, fingers crossed, it's going to go as good as everything else. The body work looks good with the color on it. Clear coat's going to bring it out if my body work sucks. That's another thing I don't like about clear. Anyways, so I already have a jug of clear mixed up. I do not think that's going to make it the whole way around all the. I'm going to have to mix up another one actually. I might go ahead and mix some up so when it's empty, I can just dump it in and keep going. But yeah, this is it's always nerve-wracking when you get to clear coat. And then you might have one coat that goes good, then you might screw up. If you screw up on the last coat, you screwed up. So you just gotta be careful. Lighting is your friend when you're clear coating. I have a light that goes on my gun. I'm definitely putting that on there. It helps you see how much you're putting on. I also have lights sitting over there. I might set one over there for that bedside, but my body would block it, so that actually doesn't make any sense. Now, I'm not even worried about it. I'm going to put this light on my gun, and we're going to roll with that. So, watch me screw up, and then you can take notes from that. Please, please don't mess up.
You
delayed, y'all, and I did my second coat off camera. So it's already done. And it went on better than the first coat. So I am down to the last and final coat. I did find a run, very minuscule. I'm not even worried about it. Right here at the edge of the bed. Right at the edge. Not bad at all. So I was having problems setting my gun up. I didn't have it set right. I don't know what I did to it, but I got it set good now. I'm ready to do my last and final coat, so let's do that now. I'm going to use some extra lights so I can see. All right, go time.
So as you can see, I laid down a really okay paint job. I'm gonna say okay. It's not perfect, they never are. Just a little bit of trash in the paint, not a lot. The finish is really, really good. It's not dry spray and it's not perfect glass, but it's pretty dang good. The color's very even. Turned out pretty good, but the exception of a very small run that didn't even, it kind of like went away, but there's like a little bit of one right there. And then my signature with all of my paint jobs, I put at least one cat hair in it. So I got one cat hair in right there. You know, that's for the next person to enjoy. So put that in there. And then right before I laid my third coat, I noticed I had a run in the tailgate. Now this one I might actually try to fix because it's actually a decent run. And it's only one. It's not like I got a big streak. I got one little run. It's a little run, but I got a run down here in the corner right there. That is fixable. So we may try to scuff that out and fix that because that sticks out like a sore thumb and I don't like it. The roll pan looks really, really good. It turned out really good. See, I was gonna lay the tailgate down and spray it, but it takes a lot more clear coat when you have it laying down like this. And that was a big flat surface, and then I would have ended up getting more runs in different areas. That one, I'm surprised I even got one. But yeah, the handle turned out really good. The fuel door turned out really good. Now, hopefully, I think I got everything covered on that you would see even with the door open. So that's going to make this look premium, even though it's not, because I built it. It's average plus. But anyways, that's going to be the end of this episode. Next episode, we are finally gonna have a glimpse of this thing all in one piece. I'm gonna get the tailgate on, the roll pan on. We're gonna try to piece this thing together. I'm not gonna be able to finish the tailgate because I gotta paint that piece and I gotta paint the headlight buckets, but I already have a set of buckets in that look decent. Anyways, I may paint those in the next episode. I don't know yet. But I have the paint and I have enough clear coat to do it. So probably not. Probably not. That'll be a future episode. I want to get this thing together, and I'm thinking about getting it registered, and I would like to get a classic tag for it. Classic tags are a little different than normal tags. You get it registered as a classic. I think you only have to get it inspected one time, and then you don't have to get it inspected again after that. I might be wrong. I don't know. It's Pennsylvania, so I'd have to look it up. I just know they're a little different. So, yeah, I'd like to get... Oh, I got to get the bed liner in, too. We'll probably do that first. Yeah, so I got to... I'm not cleaning that bed. It's as clean as it's going to be. I did blow it out. I am going to clean the bed liner. I'm going to scrub it so it's clean before we put it in. And then, yeah. I'm anxious. This thing's going to... I think it's going to be a looker. If you like this video, you guys need to help me out. Comment below. Hit that like button. You know, get my stats up, all right? You know what I'm saying? You can even hit that dislike button if your mom wants to get something else up. And we'll see you on the next episode of Unwrapped. Just so you know, Grandma's feeding you tomorrow evening. You're not going to get a little bit of extra food because she's stingy, okay? Yeah, well, don't run away because of it. Alright? Huh, Sully. Oh, you come and greet me. He is the fluffiest cat ever. He's so soft. He's so soft. Stewie. Look at this boy. What? What? Okay. Showing off for the camera. Should we show the viewers the new toy? I'm gonna drop an Amazon affiliates link for this thing too. See this? This is a robot with a camera, and anywhere I'm at, I can run it around the house and chase the cats, and the Maine Coons love it. I'm not very good. Here it is. Let's go get Stu Man. Stewie doesn't care. Look at that. Look at his face. Stu Man. Stewie's like, what is this thing? Not amused. Alright, say bye.